Hello and welcome to the show. I'm back on Forza 7 today, going to be, well, taking the BAC mono for some rallycrossing. Yep, you guys wanted to see how well this car would do, and I'm kind of curious. I'll be honest, the BAC mono is an excellent car in Forza, there is no doubt about that. It is unbelievably fast when it comes to the corners, and the track that we are going to be running it around, well, it's quite technical in a lot of places. However, quite how the hell it's going to manage on dirt, I don't know. And it does also, well, it starts pretty high up in S-Class, so I don't have that much room in terms of upgrades for the vehicle. Now, it must be made all-wheel drive. That is the rules of this series. So that will be the first thing that we do, and that does give us a little bit more, I say a little 3 PI to play with. It makes the car slightly heavy, but it's hardly, yeah, it's hardly that much. I mean, it is about the same weight as we had as the Jeep last time out. Now, it will be nowhere near as powerful as the Jeep. That was putting out near 600 horsepower, which is an absurd amount in a car that weighs about 1,600 pounds in there. This will be a lot more manageable in terms of the power department. However, the Jeep was very wobbly through the corners, and this is hopefully not going to be. Now, I did have a look. We're not going to be using any engine swaps, of course. It doesn't need it. What I didn't realise was that the quad rotor could go in the BAC mono. I mean, the 3-litre V8 racing doesn't surprise me, neither does the Turbo Rally so much, but the quad rotor, that would be a lunatic machine. That would be an utter lunatic machine. As it is, yeah, we don't have the PI to play around with those. And again, the rules with this, the cars are going to run their standard engines if that you can get to the top of S-Class with them, and this very much will. Brakes, I think brake is just a good upgrade to go for. It's only 1 PI. We're going to be wanting that sort of thing. Likewise, I'm going to stick a diff in the car. Now, what we do with the rest of it is a little bit more challenging on this one. Unlike a lot of the cars we've been able to get away with, just put on, you know, whatever bits and pieces we wanted, because most of them had plenty of PI to play with. This, I feel like tyre width's probably a good idea. They're not going to be massive on this car. They aren't going to be massive. However, it has got an exquisite chassis, and it is also very light. 265s at the rear. They weren't amazing front-sized tyres, but I think actually they're the same size. Or are they 225s? I think they're actually smaller than we saw on the Jeep. But again, you know, should be considerably better chassis on the car. Do we go for the full race tyres? They don't actually make a huge difference to the PI. Do we go full race tyres, or do we stuff as much power into the car as we can get? That's the real conundrum with this one, because I feel that around the corners it's going to be incredibly fast. Where we might struggle is some acceleration zones, and certainly down the main straight. So I think maybe we will go for the put power in it where we can. Oh, although this is going to be one of those real awkward cars to build, isn't it? Where we can't actually... Oh, God, because all of these engine parts here add such a huge amount of... a huge amount of PI that I don't know if I can get to on and keep it in S-Class. Oh, we can just. 350 horsepower. 350 horsepower in the BAC mono. It is basically half the power of the Jeep with a similar amount of weight. Now, on the surface of things, of course, that doesn't look great. But again, this will be good around the corners. Whether it'll be fast enough around the corners, though, that I don't know. That I don't know. I'm going to have a look just in case. Yep, we can sneak some of these parts on. Always worth a go. Might only be a couple of pounds, but it's better than nothing, really. I say it's a fairly straightforward build of this car. There's not much that I can do with the mono. There isn't a huge amount that we can do with the BAC. So let's hope, I mean, fingers crossed and everything, that's going to be enough to make the car quick. So, we bring the BAC mono to our Rallycross circuit of choice, the Virginia International Raceway South layout, with my own custom slight alterations around here. We're going to have 5 laps to try and get the mono as quick as possible around this circuit, with the target being a 1:14.3 set by the Subaru Impreza. The Jeep is in second with a 14.9, the Commodore in third with a 15.1. If we can get into the 14s, we're doing pretty well with a car. expectation-wise on this, I don't know. This is one of those cars that could go incredibly fast. It could go to the top of the table. It could beat the Subaru because, well, it's a mono and they are ridiculously good around the corners, but how much time it's going to lose elsewhere, that I don't know. And what the hell it's going to do when it comes to the dirt is anyone's guess. We should be able to be incredibly late on the brakes. Now, the all-wheel drive might not help the handling. I say a huge amount, with all the additional weight of the all-wheel drive might not be great through some of the tarmac corners, but it will be very helpful when you come to the dirt sections, which we are dropping into the first part of here. Don't know how well we've got actually got an okay change of direction through all of that, which is reassuring. Now, of course, it's not exactly an extreme off-road section. This is a little bit of a bump there. We occasionally get some airtime from cars. We are quite slippy and slidey through all of that, although out the other side, fairly neat. Not the best sort of straight line out the other side that we have had. Can we be flat out there? Maybe once the tyres have warmed up a little bit. I'm not convinced we can be, though. There's a fair bit of understeer going on from the mono. Again, that all-wheel drive conversion perhaps not helping it so much on the tarmac stuff. Still is looking like it's going to be a pretty good opening run, an 18.999 from the mono. Top end is actually not struggling as much as I feared it might be. That's 154 miles an hour. Okay, it's 10 miles an hour down on the very fastest cars that have gone, but it is right there or thereabouts with the top speed. That's good news for the car. That was an area that I thought we might see the mono potentially struggle on. Now, can we be neat and tidy enough through here? I mean, I think it's about as fast actually in a straight line as the Jeep. Admittedly, the Jeep did accelerate to that sort of speed a fair bit quicker than the mono. The Jeep just kind of hits its aero limit at about the 160, or 155 mile an hour mark. The Jeep starts really struggling to continue to accelerate, where the mono won't have such problems. It's not bad in the change of direction on the dirt either, which is another thing very, very good to see. Oh, not going to be running that flat out through there. I can be quicker than that. I was a little bit wonky on the on the way in. However, we are not going to be flat out through that section. Around the final corner we go. It's looking good for the mono so far. What is the lap time? Ooh, only a 16.0. We need a couple of... It's rare you say this when driving a car like the mono, but we need a couple more seconds in terms of lap time. Now, there are certainly areas we can improve upon. First corner. Well, first corner. I can't actually get off the grass, please, car. There we go. It was bravery under brakes, and it worked. I got the braking spot on. I was just a little bit too eager to get on the power out the other side. Into the dirt we go. It's all about the exit from these dirt sections. That's where the time is made or lost. Actually, through the dirt parts, none of the cars have had massive, horrendous issues down here. But trying to get out of these corners neatly, that's what can make the huge difference to your lap time. See, that's a very different approach on the way in, trying to get a straighter exit. And we have gone a little bit faster. That's better through the fast left. Still not quite perfect. I'm still not fully trusting the car. That's the issue at that corner. You've got to have a lot of confidence in your vehicle. We bounce across the curb on the inside. That's okay, though. We didn't sort of have any issues with the run towards the start-finish line. Now, there's a couple more laps to go. We're into the 15s, a 15.7 for the BAC, and that included a slight scary moment on the run out of the first corner. As you can imagine, yeah, those brakes are very good. Are very good indeed at getting the car slowed down. It's a horrible turn one here. It's completely blind in the braking zone. You turn in and hope, but it gets tighter. It gets tighter as the corner continues to be completely and utterly blind. It's a very, very nasty corner. It takes a while to get used to it. Right, we're trying for the neat and tidy approach. I think I much prefer third gear through this section, or a higher gear, depending on what the gear ratios are like in a car. A higher gear through that section. Again, it's all focusing about getting that control on the exit, getting that speed on the exit. Once more, it's wide on the way in, but this lovely lovely neat line on the exit is quicker. That's a second we have found through that sector. It's still struggling a touch with understeer there. Again, we were a little bit wide of the apex, however, we did still carry half-decent speed. Let's try and be neat and tidy through this final corner. Easy to get caught out on the final. It's sort of a double apex corner that's a tough one to balance perfectly. That's more like it, a 14.5 from the mono. We're within a couple of tenths of the Subaru. Where are we going to find that couple of tenths? That is the question. Where are we going to find that couple of tenths around a circuit like this? I mean, I say it's a do-or-die lap. We've got to push the BAC. We've got to try and find... Well, in fact, we're 3 tenths up on the first sector. We could just finish off the rest of this lap in a good manner. Oh, we hit that grass and we got dragged towards the tyre bundle. Such a horrible feeling. Such a horrible feeling. Now, it's not something that you will normally come across when racing in Forza, but yeah, when you hit the car onto the grass, sometimes it just gets dragged in a direction as it's busily running out of grip. And when that direction is towards a tyre bundle, that is not what you want to have happen. Oh, it's slithering and sliding on the exit. There was a wheel on the grass. We've lost a little bit of time in all of that. One more corner to go. It's been a frantic final lap. I think I was actually a little bit early on the brakes through all of that. I don't know. I don't know if we've got it. I don't even know if we're going to go quicker or not. It was a slightly different line through the final corner than we had done previous. It was a bad line. It was close. It was close. But trying to find that sort of time is... yeah, not easy. Around this circuit, it goes for a tumble, and there we go. Where do I normally park up? Ah, we almost made it to the normal park-up spots. Bugger. Just asked too much the car by the end of that lap. It is very quick, the BAC Mono. It is a very quick car, as you would expect. As you would expect, indeed. And for what is an utter, pure track car, to be doing that well when we're asked it to deal with the dirt, to throw it across the dirt, it is, fairly down on power in consideration, certainly against the Jeep. Its acceleration, though, is still mighty impressive. That, well, I imagine the aerodynamics of the car will be helping with that. Yeah, 350 horsepower and still doing almost comparable numbers to a lot of cars running a lot more power around here, and some of them even similar weights. That's, yeah, damn good going. I thought we were going to struggle more. I thought we were going to struggle more with the straights than we did. But it still doesn't take a victory. It still doesn't top the Subaru. It certainly got close. It certainly got very close. It is within a couple of tenths of a second to the Impreza. And bear in mind, the Impreza's lap also wasn't 100,000,000% perfect. And that's a challenge with these cars when you have 5 laps to try and get the lap speed out. Because the Impreza went a little bit wandering around the final couple of corners as well on its fastest lap. Yeah, they are very close between the pair of them. The Mono certainly gives the Subaru a good run for its money, convincingly beating... I say convincingly, it does beat the Jeep CJ5, which is not something you normally have to say when talking about a BAC Mono, but it does beat the Jeep, the Commodore, the Volvo, the Lancia, the Evo 10, and so on. Yeah, but puts up a good fight. But again, if the Impreza can go quicker than the BAC Mono, that Subaru is really quite something impressive. That Subaru is really quite something impressive. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.